my man. How's it been, Brandon?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
You're
Or
a
is
little
it
bit
too
windy. You
windy?
might want to find cover. It's going to blow the
I,
audio out.
I yeah, I was trying to be covered here,
Yeah,
but I can try to go somewhere else.
even just
I was
next to
trying
a,
to find somewhere else.
even just next to a
I'm
wall
next.
might be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, beautiful.
So, how's it going, my man?
Doing awesome, man. Happy to be here. Huge shout out to everybody tuning into this. There's a lot of people here who I've not had the pleasure of meeting yet, so for everybody here, thank you. My name is Brendan, aka Mystic Spider-Man, and yeah, let's spread some inspiration, let's spread some good vibes together.
Yeah. Just want to say hi to your tribe as well if they don't know me. I'm fucking alive. So people call me Jofi, but the truth is, I'm not explainable in a name. I'm just something that is alive, some infinite form here. So having a good time with my buddy here. Also another expression of the infinite. Sometimes he calls himself the Mystic Spider-Man, sometimes Brandon. But yeah, happy to be here, brother.
Awesome, man. Me too. Sweet.
Can you hear me okay here? Like I'll try to find some other spot, but it's really hard. Like it's really windy today here.
Yeah. Just duck into an alleyway if you can, or just go into
Yeah.
a phone booth. That's what I use. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Super. Like
Spider-Man and
yeah,
Superman
like
and any other superhero.
yeah. So yeah, my
We'll,
man.
we'll make do.
So why don't you tell our tribe the work that you're doing with Paradigm Shift Central and all that good stuff?
More than happy to, man. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, for everybody who may be like brand new to meeting me, aloha, welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. My name's Brendan. I go by Mystic Spider-Man. I also go by Skull Babylon or Wolf Shield. Skull Babylon is my YouTube channel. I've been creating conscious media for like close to 10 years now, actually more than 10 years now. And the project that I help facilitate is paradigmshiftcentral.com. So for anybody here, you guys are welcome to check that out. I know we got like some of my fellow shifters, my fellow light guardians here. So even if one of you guys just wants to drop that in the chat, please feel free. And yeah, what I've been doing, just kind of like, I'll summarize it real quick, and then Jofi can ask me more questions, and we can just like get into some really deep inspirational stuff. ParadigmShiftCentral.com, we've created it in a way where it is a real world interactive game to help shift consciousness. So we've really like gamified this idea of making an impact in the world. And so part of how we do this is by creating the context and by creating the story. And so within this game, you, the person who is watching this, you have the opportunity to be able to identify yourself as a shifter. And a shifter is someone who intentionally helps shift consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. And a big part of what we do here in the project is we really focus on being able to create conscious media, ongoing interactive broadcasts, and helping uplift people to create an incubator for them to be able to step into their own leadership and their own potential as like proto-humans and superhumans. And we do a lot of things like encourage people to go out there and do free hugs and like give out shift buttons. And I've made some full-length movies, and you can find those on my YouTube at Skull Babylon, or just check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com. I just want to confirm, can you guys hear us okay in the chat? Like I know Kayla was just saying,
I
you guys
can
can
hear
hear us
you
for a second?
perfectly.
I think it's probably fine. So you guys just drop an 1111 if you guys can hear us good. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's good. Okay, cool, sweet, perfect. Thanks so
And
much.
can you hear me okay here? I think it's
A
not
lot
as
better.
windy here.
A lot better. Yeah, that's perfect. That sounds
Yeah.
beautiful. Awesome.
Awesome.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, man. I absolutely love everything that you're doing. That's why I wanted
Thanks, man.
to introduce you here to the tribe. You know, I've been doing some similar things. I didn't gamify it as you, but you know, I see myself as a consciousness shifter. And as we were discussing last weekend on the webinar, I think it's like the moment I started to connect with life on a deeper level, it just immediately kicked in, and I found this ability to help others that were in need, not even by wanting it, but it just started to happen. And it's really, I started to see life as a real game, as you see it, which is always unfolding, always new, always so different. It's amazing, man.
Yeah, it's really cool, man, because like especially in today's day and age, like when we look at technology and we look at video games today and we look at like the internet and how things work, a lot of that is actually like a holographic projection of like our spiritual nature. And so what's interesting is that, you know, when we're talking about this idea of like thinking about shifting consciousness as a video game, you can literally think of life as something very similar to a video game. And some of you have already dropped into this. You're just like, oh my God, you're right. Because like, what are we doing? Like, we're literally like leveling up. We're unlocking new abilities. We're going on quests. We have missions. And the other thing that's like really, that really kind of like shifts your paradigm, kind of blows your mind a bit, is when you realize that like we ourselves, who we are physically right now, is actually like a character, and who we really are is the player, who's like the higher dimensional self that's kind of like playing ourselves from that like hyperdimensional keyboard, and we're kind of like moving through, and this is where it gets like, you can get so trippy with this, right? It's like maybe we've already done this before, and this is like our second time going through the game, or our 100th time going through the game, and maybe we've respawned a few times, but along this journey, part of the quest is finding other people. And again, within like paradigm shift, like part of what we encourage in terms of the simplification of playing the game involves, first of all, working on yourself, like you working on yourself so that you can show up to help others. But then it's coming down to simple things like acts of creativity and acts of compassion. So this is why when we do things like free hugs, you can think of this as like, okay, like I'm going downtown, and my game objective is plant seeds, is to be able to hack the matrix with love. That's another term that we really use a lot. And when we do this, like for anybody watching this, you'll notice I have a button on here, and like this is like one of the hug signs that we have here. We like laminate these, we like ship these out to people, so like this will like last you through the apocalypse. And so we got like a few different variations of like the different buttons. So like these are just some of them, but what you'll notice, they have like sacred geometry on them, and then they have the website Paradigm Shift Central is right on the rim. So what you do, you go out and do free hugs, and then when someone comes up and hugs you, you're just like, hey, like, would you like a button? Would you like a button to take with you on their journey? And they're just like, oh my God, this is so cool. They'll take a button with them, go to the website, explore the website, connect, tune into the broadcast, tune into this broadcast, you know, and just like get synced up with the community. So part of it is like building that global team. And then another thing that we also encourage people to do is part of the Paradigm Shift Central project is also the creation of physical paradigm shift communities across the globe. So we've done this throughout the years, and we're like constantly refining it. But a paradigm shift community, for anybody listening to this, you're invited to be able to create one. It is being able to create regular open-minded discussion and meditation circles. So part of the game is for you to be a portal, for you to be able to like work alongside synchronicity, and to know that like if you build it, they will come. And there are others out there, like if you're tuned into this, you're already like on a resonance where you're like already like, you're waking up, you're here for a purpose, you know that you're like a shifter and a light guardian, and you're here to make a difference.
For sure.
And there's other people out there who are looking. They're looking for people like you. They want to be able to have those metaphysical discussions, those shifty discussions about, you know, like law of attraction, metaphysics, lucid dreaming, Sasquatch, things like this. And so think about the difference you can make if you create a physical space where you're inviting people in for open-minded discussion and meditation, and then the synchronicity brings the right people to you. Like you have an open door and the people come to you. And this is like essentially what we're encouraging people to do, is to give them the blueprints and the instructions and the game manual of how to build their tribe. And then when your tribe becomes stronger, like that takes the game to another level. And then you can go out and do free hugs with like groups of 5 people or groups of 10 people, and you just create this ripple effect. And then the next thing is to document it and to share that inspiration, to show. And I think that's why, like, again, you can check out my channel for everybody watching this. Scroll down and you'll see like there's like videos of me doing free hugs. And just for clarity, and I'll say this and I'll pass it back to you, Jofi, you'll see videos of me doing free hugs, like dressed up as Spider-Man sometimes. And so like, that's
I love that.
Like for people that are just like, oh, Mystic Spider-Man, that's a cute nickname, right? Like little do they realize I actually dress up as my own version of Spider-Man while doing free hugs. But again, the reason for that is because I'm a big proponent of the idea of reminding people that they have that superhero ability inside of them, that we are real world superheroes. And one of the ways we do this is by using the power of our heart, by being able to change the world with compassion. Again, you know, you might just like run into someone and maybe they haven't had a meaningful hug in like years. And you might be in that moment, you're their superhero. Like you're just like, oh my God, like I needed this. Like this gives me hope. And then so from there, the ripple effect continues. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, yeah, I was just saying it's like for me, it's like I was like, oh, maybe I will help someone because I'm just playing this game of life, as you were saying. It's funny, like I was just showing this picture of the city here, and I remember like it was about I would say 6, 7 years ago. I took a promo picture with a punk hardcore band that I played in here. That was like the background was the city, and little did they know when they invited me to the photo shoot that I was gonna trick the whole band because the hardcore scene is like you come with a shirt of the band and you're very serious and you pose like very serious to the picture, you know, like when you have a promo picture, it's like a tough guy. And so I came like dressed like cross-dressed, like pink shorts, woman dress, like whole like it was carnival night or something like that, you know, like and I still made that pose. But the thing is, like, I've been continuously hacking the matrix, as you've put it,
Mhm.
because I'm enjoying life. Because this
Yes.
game, call it whatever it is a gift for me, and I'm just enjoying it. And by doing that, I keep on helping people. I keep on meeting people that they're like, oh, like receiving love from me, like waking up to something, how like it just happened, but it happens because of my connection to that truth. And I also organize these events like you, like we do the Elevation Tribe, we do
Mhm.
like meetups with meditation concerts, with yoga, with tantra, with like ritual trance dance, ecstatic dance, like all kinds of different stuff. But it's not even about what we do because I could be playing punk or hardcore and it's as sacred or is as
Mm.
spiritual, whatever you call it. Is there a connection to the miracle of life while I'm doing it? Am I being my authentic self? Am I enjoying it to the fullest? Is source receiving what source is given to it? That's the game that is being played ultimately to
Yes.
me. So it's like even in the spiritual community, sometimes here I will even speak more stronger or curse more than I would somewhere else because I want to create that effect that I created in here, which is like stuff, colors, you know, like, and gamify it, play it, you know, like, be a Spider-Man, be a
Yeah.
Batman, you know, don't be just a namaste kind of guy, you know, saying, you know, talking Sanskrit stuff, you know, it's not about that, you know, it's
Yeah.
about really enjoying this beautiful game, you know, like, that's,
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and that's
and you
I
still can
agree.
do can say I'm sorry
Go,
like
go, go,
because
go.
sometimes people think that I don't like to say namaste and I like that's not my point because I still love all this spiritual stuff. It's just don't be trapped in a box. That was my point in there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Like that is what we're here to do. We're here to really align with our authentic self. And I would say just even taking that a little step further because I feel like what we want to do is we want to be that authentic self that is also aligned with like noble virtues as well. So you don't want to be that like it's like dude, if your authentic self is like going around and like like spitting on people, like extreme example, right? Like
Hmm.
yeah, like that's not quite what we want to encourage, right? So like have an
You're gonna
authentic
receive
self
a
that's like
karma effect for sure, but yeah.
but yeah, like being the authentic self that is showing
Yeah.
up in service, that is showing up in like that creative expression. Like that's the thing. Like when we show up as our authentic self, we're giving other people the permission to be able to do so the same, right? Like, and that's why it's important. And when you can see that when there's like somebody who's like so passionate about something, it will like wake people up. They'll just be like, whoa, like I want that. I want to be able to express myself that way too. So yeah, like authenticity, while also like maintaining that intention to show up in like a good way with virtues such as again just like showing up with like a balanced heart, showing up with just like good intention and everything like that. And yeah, it's a powerful thing, and it definitely like something like that, like we're I we get it, it's kind of like getting into another discussion, but I use the term a lot, like we are the dream awakening to itself. And so
For
sometimes we
sure.
need to do things like free hugs or like like making an amazing performance at a punk show, and people see that and it touches their heart, and like that in itself could be the catalyst. That in itself could just be like helping them see, and then you plant those little seeds and you just kind of like
And
create that
not just
space.
yeah, and not just the catalyst. That could be the ultimate explosion of life. You know, in itself, that could be it. That it is it. because like, you know, we're not just trying to wake people up. It's like, man, it's happening. It's here. It's
Mm,
you. It's me. It's Pineal Truth saying hi, and like Maggie and whatever. And like, it's here.
yes.
It's happening. It's not like, okay, now they're starting a awakening process only. Like that concert. It's like it can be the orgasm in
Hmm.
itself of life. You know. And
Hmm.
another thing that I wanted to add just to what we were talking about in terms of like authentic self, and if somebody goes outside and the authentic self is spitting on people. I just want to say something. It's like we are source, infinite, this infinite thing expressing itself in the way that you know that it's being expressed or not is right there in the heart, as you were saying, in this voice of feeling, if you feel it right or not. So it's like when you're tuned to source and you're playing your character, you're playing your superhero, it overflows, it feels good. You're
Hmm.
connected like to life. So you go outside and you're like, oh, please go first, sir. Oh, I love you. You smile. If you're out of your character, it will be like, I was here first. The rules say this. La 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 la. So yeah, and the most important thing is not even if you're gonna spit on a person or not, because if you're playing your character, sometimes the character can even spit on someone that needs to like, whoa, get
Maybe.
out of something, you know, like
Yeah.
it's that connection. It's the creator in you
Hmm.
enjoying it. Is
Hmm.
the creating in you receiving the gift that was given and created by it to receive it in your form. That's the game. That's the ultimate game of the character, you know.
Hmm.
And um, and sometimes that shows up in all kinds of different challenges because there's a destructive. When I say this, people think that they need to be attached to a certain happiness of a moment and just like, oh, pretend that it's like that. There's a deeper understanding to what I'm trying to say here. Let me see if become love is authenticity. So yeah, man. Anything else you'd like to say? You know, sometimes what I like to do when I'm doing these lives is to also hear from the people if they want to talk
Yes.
about something. I don't know if you would like to do that, but that
Yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
cool.
If anybody's got like any comments, if there's relative questions, we can kind of like answer some of those. At the same time, yeah, like I think again, like what is the game? Like the game is to work on yourself and to show up in service. And I think this is where like for some people, they're spending a lot of time like really ingesting a lot of content. They're ingesting like a lot of like videos on the internet and everything like that. But I think what we need to really focus on is also the embodiment and the practice as well. Like a thousand hours of like reading books and watching YouTube videos is not actually as useful as like 10 hours of actual embodied practice, right? So what are you doing with that knowledge, right? And sometimes what you're doing with that knowledge can be talking about it with other people, get those ideas flowing, get the discussions expanding and everything like that. So again, that's where for everybody here, I really encourage you to practice like really embodying your practices. So I mean, this means like bringing it to the simple things, showing up in the best way possible. Like you are a powerful creator. Like maybe, you're stepping onto your path as an entrepreneur. You need to focus on like the simple things. You need to focus on like getting good sleep, eating good food, getting sunlight, socializing with people, acting out your creativity. Like little simple things like this allow you to create the momentum that's going to help you step into your role as a leader. And this world needs more leaders. And at the same time, like being a leader still means that you're a student, still means that you're learning, but you're creating that space where you're inviting other students to be a part of that discussion. So I mean, for me, it's been beautiful being a part of, helping facilitate Paradigm Shift Central and just being able to meet other people who are really feeling this. And like that's the thing, like there's part of what we do in the project. I'll just say this, and then we'll jump in with any other questions and stuff like that. I use the term shifter. Shifter is kind of like the term that I use to describe like within the context of this project. And context is such a powerful thing because I think what helps us align with purpose is when we understand what story we are in. And in addition to shifters, there's another term that I use that's very, very powerful, and the term is light guardian. So a lot of people here have heard the term like light worker and light warrior. The term light guardian is something that for me resonates very, very deeply because it refers to this dance that has been happening throughout the ages of shadow and light. And when the shadow looms, the light guardians are the ones who rise, and they are the ones who will be able to embody the light within themselves so that others can see it. And this actually like goes back to like the parallels between this and superheroes, and this and like Jedi, and this and wizards and hackers. So when you allow yourself to do this, you allow yourself to see yourself as part of a bigger story. And I think that's what a lot of people need, you know, like within their own spiritual awakening, they'll go through phases where they'll kind of go through that initial, that seed will be planted, they'll go through that initial awakening, they'll wake up within the dream, and then they're like, okay, what do I do next? What you do next, your objective, if you haven't really dialed in with it yet, is to find the others, you know, build the tribe, connect with those on your journey, go out there and evoke synchronicity. Like, I'll just say this real quick. When I do free hugs, part of the reason why I'm so adamant about encouraging people to even just experiment with doing free hugs is because there's a truth to understanding how synchronicity works. And when you really tap into this, you know that you're already connected to the people who you have yet to meet before you even meet them. And this goes in terms of connecting with free hugs. This literally goes in terms with like this call right here with me and Jofi, right? Like on a soul level, from a higher dimensional plane, we're like, yo, we're gonna meet up on the internet one day, we're gonna collaborate, and we're gonna spread those lives, and we're gonna inspire people, and it creates this ripple effect. So when you're going out there and you're doing free hugs, go out there with the knowing that you have to show up with that heart space, and as you do this, the right people will meet you at the right time. And so when you set that intention to be like, yo, I'm going to find my tribe, I'm going to build community, I'm going to step into my leadership, the universe hears that. It literally hears that. And it's like, sweet, we're going to start sending people your way. We're going to start connecting to you. And then you create this momentum, and then it just like opens you up into this whole new dimension of a story. And that's what we want. We want people here to find the others where they are, to work and support each other as mirrors upon infinite mirrors, and then to expand that even further. Take that action out into the physical community, really, really bringing it into the roots of this world so that the people out there can see this. And again, I'll just say this real quick. Your job is not necessarily to awaken everyone. I think there's a misconception here within the spiritual community that we're literally trying to awaken everyone. I think it's important for us to understand that there are literally souls here within this journey that are not here to awaken. And that's a part of the yin yang. On an internal level, they are infinitely awakened, but in their physical embodiment, they aren't. And that's okay, because awakening can be a very painful thing. And so we have to acknowledge the sovereignty of a soul to be able to, you know, understand that you're going to resonate with the people you're meant to resonate with. But even for the people who might see you doing free hugs or just see you living your truth, you know, you're still going to plant that seed with them. And maybe even in a next lifetime might be the time when they awaken. But be aware of just kind of like understanding that there are going to be people out there who are still going to be able to receive what you have, but your goal is not necessarily to fully awaken them, because that is a part of their soul journey. It's the yin and the yang. As much as there are people asleep, there are going to be people awake. And that's, okay, sorry, just one more thing. And as we move forward in the future, this is like, and I'm just hyped, right? Like, because this is like real stuff we're talking about. As we move forward into the future, for everyone here, really understand that, like, as we move forward, as much as there are more people awakening, which clearly there are also more people falling deeper asleep. And so that just brings up even more purpose as to why someone like me and you, and I say you as in the audience member, and obviously you too, Jofi, that's why our role is important, because we want to be able to like help people awaken to not only just like the idea that they're multidimensional beings, but to the idea of being able to like be grateful for the life that they have and to receive their divine birthright of being able to understand their connection to all things. And so like that's, again, for everybody who's like going through this path of awakening, you're just like, oh my God, this world is so fucking beautiful. Like, oh my God, I'm fucking alive right now. You're right. You would want other people to be able to understand that. It's a natural thing to be able to share that gift. And so step one, embody it in yourself, really work on yourself, show up in the best way possible, find community, connect with people like Jofi, connect with people like me, be in that space of accountability, be in that space of shared purpose and shared vision, have that shared momentum, the power of the tribe, the power of the team, and then continue towards those shared objectives, plant those seeds, express your creativity, create those ripples, create those waves. We're playing this with the long game. Like, yeah, we're making impacts week to week, but we need to be thinking about what this is creating for the generations to come over the course of decades, quite literally. And we're doing it. We're doing it right now. So for everybody here, like, seriously, like, I see you showing up. And you may not have, like, full answers. You're still figuring it out. You're still asking questions. Keep asking questions, but allow leaders like me and Jofi to help guide you. to help like give you some direction to say like, oh sweet, like I want to be able to embody my own archetype of being able to be someone who's here to help change the world. Call yourself a shifter, call yourself a light worker, call yourself a light guardian. Give yourself a story. Give yourself the gift of that story of knowing that you are here from a higher dimensional level to be able to help in this very, very important story. And what's happening here on Earth is literally affecting the entire galaxy. And that's why like what's happening here on Earth, like there is like from a higher dimensional level, like a lot of other souls are like watching us and they're like paying attention. They're like, yo, like this is important. So just be aware of that. No pressure, no pressure. It's just a game. Have fun with it. It's all just a ride. Hashtag Bill Hicks. So anyways, back to you, Joby.
So yeah, man, going back to some of the things that you were talking about, like even when we're talking about being a light guardian and we're making a distinction between like the dark and the light, and even when we're talking about the self-improvement stuff that we should be doing first on ourselves, because for me it really is like starting with yourself, understanding where your point of reconnection is. And I'm gonna say how you do that, because it's not about the things that you do to embody these things. How you embody these things, it could mean completely different things for everybody. But actually, how you embody them, it's not the morning routine that you do. It's not the type of this or type of that you do. It's none of that. It's how you let go of that darkness that is holding you. And I'm going to explain that a little bit further, because at some point in your life, you bought into the idea that you're not perfect, okay? That there's a certain standard for certain things that are correct, others are incorrect. And so if you keep on watching these things, as Brendan was saying, like, oh, you watch content and content and content, but all that you're learning is just reinforcing a need for improvement. Just like, okay, now I'm going to start practicing X amount of this meditation. I'm going to do this amount of I don't know, deep breathing. I'm going to do this juice. I'm going to do la la la. And things that, yeah, they make you healthier, for sure. They will make you healthier. But if you're not able to let go of that idea of that you're not perfected yet, and you're not able to reconnect with something that is freedom in you, freedom. Freedom is begging you to unlearn everything that you have learned, not to learn new things, to unlearn. Freedom, your true connection with yourself and life, is begging you to let go of everything that you're trying to learn here. That need for perfection. You can do this. If you're thinking that you're gonna keep on perfecting yourself, yes, in some points it will, but can you guys see what I'm trying to say here? There will always be, like in the future, and there will always be a process that is a bit, I wouldn't say totally painful, but it's not fully in joy. It's not fully in freedom, receiving the easiness of life. Because guys, you didn't do anything to be here. It flows. And if you let go of a need and you start doing the things because you're enjoying what you enjoy doing, immediately you will see that you already know and are everything that you need to embody. That's your reality. It's about letting go of the need to perfect yourself. So even if you think you're going to be a light guardian by perfecting yourself now, doing these routines, being spiritual, that's going to not do it for you. Because you're still disconnected from life. You're wasting this moment. You're wasting this moment. You are wasting it. You might think that you're getting better at something, and you are. Maybe healthier, maybe a six-pack, maybe longer without a thought or whatever. But it's not about that ultimately. It's about letting go of an idea of a need to perfect yourself. It's about letting go of an idea that there's scarcity in this life. It's about letting go of an idea, a belief that it's harder than it is and that you need to change who you are. It's about letting go of a belief that you cannot fully trust this life, fully enjoy it, fully receive it, fully taste it. And that can be in any ways. It doesn't need to be like the way I do. It can be like calm any way it is, because it's free. It's free. So this is how you find if you're stepping into the light or the darkness in you. So, and then when you need to go embodying that freedom in you, and you're going out there, you just realize first that you need to create boundaries, because now that you've reconnected yourself, you're playing your game, you're receiving life, you're enjoying, it's flowing, it's amazing again. Now you need to start seeing it's not so much in the beginning about how are you going to change the others, because that's what you're going to start doing immediately. It's what I was saying before. You go outside, hello, beautiful sir, go first, because you're flowing in life. You are that expression of source, which is in them also. So it's going to enjoy them. That's going to happen. First, it's going to be more about creating boundaries to protect that flow in you. Understanding that no one and nothing is higher than you. No one has more power than you. Nothing is above you. So it's more about protecting that energy, because your journey is going to be unique. And if you're in a flow, you're going to wake up, whatever you call it, because that's the expression of life in you. So yeah. I see that somebody wrote, when you have experienced the end, death close, you understand and feel how simple it all is. So many things are not relevant. It's beautiful, all of it. You feel like dancing, singing, so much joy. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. And you guys, like, some people who maybe disagree with me, and they're like, and sometimes they even tell me, like other day, are you not exaggerating, sir, with like your happiness and like how like the moment somebody you love dies, immediately everything becomes clear. You realize, oh fuck, I was tricked. It's not about this need for perfection. That immediately it starts to be clear. Brother.
We're back. Yo.
You're back. You're back.
Cool. Sweet. Signal's still blasting. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
for me, it's still cutting a little bit for me.
I'm cutting a bit for you?
Yeah. At least the sound I can hear, but the image I cannot see.
It might be. I think it might be your signal. I mean, I'm
really?
wired right. So.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Let us know if you can hear us in the comments, guys.
I'm gonna try to walk a little bit. I was just hiding in there because of the wind. Let's see if it's a bit better now.
Yeah. And just be aware when your microphone's like hitting your zipper, it makes a little noise.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Cool. Sweet. All right. If you guys can hear us, okay, drop 1111 and we'll jump back into this.
1111. I love it.
Quick code. So cool. All right. They can hear us. They can hear us. Cool. All right.
Cool. Let me just show you here the beautiful people enjoying life and the beautiful view here.
Awesome.
Man, this is it. You know.
That's awesome, man.
I need to perfect it to the point wrong, because like I don't know if it's cutting. Sometimes when it's cutting, if the information that I'm passing is cutted, it might sound like a different thing that what I was trying to say. Can you hear me okay? Are you there?
I can hear you okay. I'm not sure if they can see me.
No, I don't think they can.
Can you guys see Mystic Spider-Man right now? I may need to join and rejoin. Are you cool with that? Should I try that?
Sorry? But you guys can see me okay. Hey, where are you guys from? I'm from Portugal. He's from Canada. Yeah, Stefan says Porto. Yes. Such a beautiful city. Awesome. So yeah, while we wait for him, yes, yeah. Okay. India. Chicago. Hey, hey. Sweden. Vi är svenska fönster allihopa.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, okay, I think we're back.
You are insured in d'humour. That's very true, Steph. Dubai. So cool, man.
Awesome, we got a whole little team here.
Yeah, it's so beautiful, man. Can you see it?
You guys are holding down the grid, man. Like at any time we're together, again, you know, like even Jofi, if you want me to even just kind of like, I'd love to even just kind of like drop people into a quick visualization at some point. But I love the idea that like we're literally just like, you know, pillars of light around the earth, creating like just different matrices across this grid. And we're strengthening the grid right now. So yeah. If you want to end it off with like a quick micro meditation, I'd be happy to do that, man.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it. That's beautiful, man.
Sweet.
That's gonna be amazing.
Sweet. Should we hit upon some more points? Maybe wrap this up in less than 10 minutes.
I don't know, man.
You guys can just hang out with us for the rest of the day, right? No problems there.
Yeah, man.
I'll just what can I reply to just something that was on my mind from earlier?
Yeah.
Cool. And
sure.
So it is kind of the wind's coming through kind of harsh on your end, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the same place because.
You got it in your hand, I can see.
I'm gonna go to the same place that was before.
Okay. Sweet. Cool. So you guys can hear me right now. Just drop me. You guys can hear me. That's fine. I know the wind's a little. That's alright. Just fix that. One of the things I was going to say that I think is like really key is really like, you know, in terms of being able to. I only have 20% battery on it, so I gotta. Okay, cool. Okay, so one of the things I was just going to say really quick is that, you know, for one of the archetypes that I really encourage people to embody or to at least reflect on is the idea of the gray Jedi. And when I was talking about the Light Guardian, this is very much for me in my mind, like what a gray Jedi is, right? So kind of what Jofi was saying, you know, this idea of thinking that we need to be like pure is not a story that really works for us. What's actually more practical is understanding that we are in a constant state of purification. But even that constant state of purification never means that we're going to be like fully pure. In fact, like in being able to understand who we truly are, it means really being able to like have compassion for our shadows. And I want to be able to share like a quick visual image here for everyone listening. I'm sure everybody here has probably heard this story before of like there's a white wolf and a black wolf inside of you, and which one do you feed, you know? Or which one wins, the one who you feed. We've all heard this story. For me, I think this is a really cool story, but I think there's another layer to it that actually is even like more, it's something we can relate to a little bit more, for me personally. And it's this basic idea that we did this in a meditation once. Just kind of like imagine yourself like right now, and you're dropped into this space. It's just like kind of like this empty black room with like this like silver, this gray floor. And there's a black wolf and a white wolf, and they're fighting with each other, and they've just been going at it for like your entire life. And what you want to do, you want to show up as like that center point in the middle. And what you're going to do, you're actually going to express compassion in your right hand to that white wolf. And that white wolf is going to come up to you, and it's going to like nuzzle your hand, and it's going to be like, oh, just like a little puppy, you know. And then you're just kind of like, you're acknowledging that white wolf, and you're just like, thank you, white wolf. And then you're going to see the black wolf, and the black wolf, you're going to reach its hand out for it, but that black wolf is going to be snarling at you because it hasn't received that compassion, and it's going to be scared of you. It doesn't really know what to do. But you're going to like look it in the eyes, and you're going to see its soul, and you're going to reach your hand out further, and then that hand is gently going to touch the side of that wolf's face, and that black wolf, its mouth is going to relax, its eyes are going to relax, and you're going to see like this like innocence return to its eyes. And then like as you're like have in your hand, the left hand you hold the black wolf in your hand, and the right hand you hold the white wolf, and then like through there you create this union, you create the compassion for both, rather than ignoring the black wolf and only feeding the white wolf, as that metaphor has kind of been told us, we have to have compassion. We have to have compassion for that shadow. And then what's really cool is that when you do that, this is what we did in the meditation. What we did next is you looked yourself in the eyes in a mirror, and what happens is that you actually transform yourself into the silver wolf. And so you become the silver wolf. You become like the embodied gray Jedi, the light guardian. So just acknowledge that. So for any of our shadows and stuff like that, anything that we are anything that comes to us, we are meant to go through. We are meant to grow through. So we need to really get into this overall community perspective of releasing shame related to our shadows and everything like that. Because your shadows, whatever you've been through in terms of shadows, that has given you the gift of resilience and empathy so that you can help others in not having to learn through the same like lessons and having to be and being able to break the cycles. So for anybody here who has like ever dealt with, you know, just like shame or even just like addiction or anything like that, you know, just like allow yourself to really be able to hold that image of constantly working towards growing, receiving the support from the community, and holding yourself up to that transformation. Whereas you heal yourself, you're literally healing the collective. So like that's like a beautiful thing. And this is another powerful image, is that like there is, when we think about the darkness in the world, think about like the darkest stuff, you know, stuff that's just like vile and everything like that. Like that stuff, it's like this black dragon that is inside of that darkness. But you need to understand that that black dragon is the very same darkness that is inside of you. It literally is the exact same darkness, so that when we show up like as knights to be able to confront our dragon, understanding that the dragon is not the enemy, the dragon is actually the teacher, but it's playing the role of the enemy. When we fight the darkness within ourselves, or rather dance with the darkness within ourselves in a healthy way, we are actually literally healing the collective scale, literally across the entire grid. And so like this is something very powerful. So I want to just take a moment here to really honor and acknowledge everybody here for any of the shadows that you carry, because that is something very important that you are healing through. Even if it's the darker the shadow, the braver the soul, right? Like you're just like, holy shit, like thank you to all of you out there that have been going through those hard things, because again, that's like allowed you to grow into this. And now what you can do, that next step, if you're looking for that purpose, if you're just like, okay, I've been healing through my trauma, I've been healing through my shame, I've been moving through this, what's the next step? The next step for you is to share your, not even necessarily the details of it, but to be able to share your lesson of healing, your lesson of inspiration, help others. Help others going through similar things. Be that guardian, be that pillar, so that more can be able to know that they are not alone. What we need is for more people to constantly be going through the same cycles, thinking that they're alone. So again, just acknowledging that like we are the great Jedi.
Uh-oh. I think we lost him again. That was so good. Good. Let me see if he's... Hi, Nicholas. Yeah. He's coming back. Keep going.
Are we back?
Still feeling you. Go on, man. Go on.
Oh, my thing's glitching out right now, man. But yeah, I was just gonna say, let's get close to wrapping this up, and we'll just end with a quick visualization. My thing's glitched out, man. 1 second.
We can hear you, though. I don't even want to speak so much because I was so
All right, we're back in this. Sweet. Okay. I don't know if I got cut off, but again, just huge gratitude to everybody who's, embodying the light and the dark in themselves, embodying, acknowledging, like, you have to understand this. The black and the white, it's all light. Like, we use the term black and white, or like, but I like the term kind of like thinking of black as shadow. So you cannot have shadow without light. Wherever there is light, there will be shadow. That is a part of the story. But really understanding that the truth is like that circle around the yin yang. That is all light. That is all light. So just acknowledging that within yourself, seeing that so that you can release the shame, and then, looking to other people who have been going through similar processes so that you can get that inspiration and pass it on. But yeah, let's the truth is in the gray. Absolutely. Let's move into a closing meditation just before my battery runs out on this. Is that cool?
That's amazing, man.
Dude, awesome.
That's it.
So huge thank you to everybody tuning into this. For anybody here not yet, it's pinned in the comments, but please connect to my profile. Send me a message afterwards. Let me know that you watch this. I love just being able to get to meet people individually. You can check out more at paradigmshiftcentral.com in my profile. And of course, just like, you're supporting me, you're supporting Jofi, wherever you're sending your energy in terms of like the spiritual community is equally appreciated. There are infinite amount of avenues.
For sure, man.
just, like finding what aligns with you. So I just wanted to invite everybody here to just be able to put their hands on their heart, and we're just going to close our eyes right here, and we're just going to like shift it up, just like you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like this like shift as we drop into this meditation. So just now, as we move into our breath, gently begin with an inhale through the nose, gentle inhale through the nose or the mouth. With your hands on your heart, just bring yourself to the awareness of gratitude. Allowing yourself to just be in this present moment, to feel in that connection of tribe, to feel in the shared momentum that we are creating as a community, as a wave. To know that this moment is infinitely sacred as all our moments. As are all moments. And I want you to visualize yourself right now. Wherever you are, I want you to visualize this light within your heart illuminating your body, moving throughout your chest, down your arms, breathing into your lungs, down into your feet, even extending into the roots of the earth. And as you do this, I want you to imagine as you straighten up your spine, relax your face, relax your eyebrows. Imagine a pillar of light emerging from the top of your crown and extending up into the sky, connecting into a grid. And now I want you to visualize each of us as pillars of light all around the earth right now. And I want you to see this grid that we are creating together. And I want you to see the love that we are literally putting into this grid, encoding it with intention, encoding it with the intention so that others I think we're so good. Inviting you to be able to see the truth within your hearts. If anybody wants to drop an 1111, I just want to make sure. I don't know, my phone glitched out there. And so as you continue to breathe into this, moment, allow yourself to breathe in the intention of love into this grid. As you do this, you see this grid pulsating with a As you do this, you see this grid pulsating with the purple-green energy. And we'll just stay here just for a few more moments, and we can totally come back and do this another time. I think my phone's just about to die, and that's the only reason. So deeply into your heart right now, in this moment, gratitude, breath, connection, purpose. Not only are you giving into this grid, but you're also receiving the love from others, receiving the shared inspiration. Take a couple more breaths here. Seeing this illuminated grid across the earth, feeling it become stronger, like the 100th monkey effect, inviting others to be able to see the magic all around them. You are literally breathing more magic into this world. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, physically embodied. That is your purpose. Shifter, light worker, light guardian, superhero, cosmic badass. That is who you are. That is who you came here to be. Couple more breaths here. Deep, gentle inhale. Gratitude into your heart. Gratitude for all beings. With deep purpose, let you move forward with great courage. I am, we are, love is infinite. Continue to breathe here, gently open up your eyes, and thank you everyone for joining us for this broadcast. We'll wrap it up. Jofi, thank you again, man, for rocking it. It's been an awesome
Thank you
time
so
being
much, brother.
next year with you, man.
Brother, so thankful for you and for everybody watching, listening. So beautiful. Yeah, man. What can I say, man? I mean it. I honestly mean it. Like,
Thank you.
uh,
And for
that
everybody
was
here, keep this image of the grid, keep it with you. That's there all the time. Keep it with you. Tap into that any moment throughout your day. Just kind of connect with your breath. Visualize that pillar. Boom. Energy going up, energy going in. It's tapped into you. That's your energy. So feel that. Cool, man. Sweet. All right. Closing words. Wrap it up. Gratitude. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, brother. Have a
Awesome.
good, like an awesome day. Yeah, for you it's still early.
Yeah. Sweet, man. Until next time, keep it
Until
shifty,
next
and
time.
I'll see you in the future. Everyone here, thank you again.
Love you, brother.
All right, much love.
So yeah, guys, all in the house, sending you love. How was that, guys? It was beautiful, right? And yeah, I really love seeing that we are creating that spaceship for love. You know, we get here, we connect with beautiful people in different places in the world, and we're here to love each other, and that's that's the main goal here. You know, so thank you guys so much. Friday we will bring someone new. It's gonna be I'm Dharma Love. She's gonna be talking about. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about, but because basically we usually just flow, just go with the flow. But I want her to talk about like how empaths can best protect their energy, and she's been teaching that among other things. She's an energy healer. She does lots of different kinds of healing, but she's been working a lot with empaths, and because I know a lot of you have been asking that, like how can you protect your energy when you feel just everyone's stuff, and so yeah, I think it's gonna be very different from our usual broadcast, and it's gonna be beautiful. Uh, but yeah, most important than anything else, I just want to send you love, guys, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you again, Brandon. That was amazing, brother. So yeah, guys, gonna show you one more time the beauty of Porto here. Meanwhile, because I want to share this view with you guys because I love it so much. Like, this thing we call life is beautiful. So yeah. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys soon. I love you all. Sending you my love. And have a good day, night, wherever it is where you guys live. Love you.